Hello there everyone. Well, we're on the 7th of July. We're talking fertiliser. You know, first of all, coleus plants do not need a lot of fertiliser. That's a fact. You know, do not over fertilise your coleus plants. And you know, it does depend on what multi-purpose compost you use. You know, whether it's got peat in it. Some compost still has peat in it. I know it's frowned upon, but that is really rich when it has peat in it, which coleus plants do like peat, to be honest. But you know, if you're going for a bargain basement compost, you know, maybe something what you might get from like a pound shop or something like that, yeah, you can add these to it. But if you're getting a good brand, and I'm just picking one from out there, let's say like Miracle Grow compost, then Miracle Grow compost already has 3 months feed in it. So straight away, you know, that say has already got 3 months feed in it. So why add to something what's already got it in? You know, once it gets a little bit bigger, say like this big, you can use this stuff, which is the all-purpose 6 months continuous feed. This has 9 vital nutrients in it as well. So you can use this, you know, after the 3 months has gone up, use this 6 months continuous feed. You know, everybody has busy lives. I certainly do. You know, sometimes in my greenhouse, you know, I don't know, I may have a thousand plants at the peak. I don't have time to go around, you know, feeding every little pot. So this is not a quick fix, but it's a quick way of doing it, which is what I use. May not be it may not be for everybody. I'm not trying to say you do it this way. We all, you know, every grower has their own little quirks. Some people boil eggs and use the water from the boiled, but you know, life's too short, you know. So this is what I use, the 6 months continuous feed. And then you've got your water soluble stuff, which is the blue stuff, as you can see there. Use that as a boost every 3-4 weeks. But as a rule, coleus plants do not need a lot of fertiliser. You know, here at Mark's coleus plants, and remember all these have been cut down, so all these would have been bigger. I do grow big coleus plants, so this system works for me. You know, some experts out there, oh, use this, use that. I'm only giving you my opinion. You know, it works for me. I have a busy life. You know, I have a greenhouse full of coleus plants. I need something what's simple and what works. You know, I have changed my system over the years. I used to put fertiliser in something like this, but why bother when if you get a good brand, it's already got 3 months feed already in. Why add to something what's already there? You know, and then when that gets a little bit bigger, yeah, you can mix some of this 6 months feed into the compost, or just run it round there, and then when you water it, it slowly releases. It does what it says on the tin. You know, 6 months continuous feed and some 9 vital nutrients. So that's what I use. Then I use this as a boost throughout the season, maybe once a month, once every 3 weeks. You know, again, this is just my system. I am no expert, you know, but people follow me because I grow big coleus plants, as you know, and it works for me. So I'm only giving you my opinion. I have once, 1 year, over fertilised my coleus plants, which that can happen. And, you know, I spoiled quite a few batches, you know, because it was just too much for the plant. Again, coleus plant, this is a fact, does not need a lot of fertiliser. Keep pinching your odd damaged leaf sauce, by the way, everyone. So yeah, that's this is my system. So again, you know, if you get a good brand, if you get a cheap brand, like, you know, your bargain basement, what, you know, I don't know, like from a pound shop or something like that, then it's not going to have a lot of nutrients, it's not going to have a lot of feeding, just simply because it's, you know, it's the price you pay. So then you can add some of that in that size plant, you know, because, you know, it's just your basic stuff in it. But if you get a good brand, it's already got 3 months feeding, so that's sorted for 3 months. and then add your 6 months. There you go, there it is. And this is what I use. It's already got 6 months continuous feed, and then use this crystal stuff, this stuff, just as a boost throughout the season. And that's what I use. Again, you know, I'm busy, we all have busy lives, and you know, this is my system, what works for me. Yes, it has changed. It's changed over the years, and it might change again. You know, I might move on to something like fish emulsion, which a lot of people recommend, but at the minute, you know, why change something what isn't broken? It works for me. So yeah, just a recap, it does depend on what compost you get right from the beginning. You know, if you get a good brand, it's already got feed in it. So again, something like this, I've used this, so this has got 3 months feed in it. So why add something what's already got it in? Yeah, so once that's used up and it's got a little bit bigger, then you can go on to the 6 months feed. Sprinkle it round the edge, or you can mix it in with your multi-purpose compost, and that's it sorted for 6 months. You know, job's a good one. Again, I have a busy life, I'm sure you do, and you know, with the amount of plants I have, I want something what's quick, you know, and what does the job, and that's what I do. Okay everyone, well, have a lovely day, and whilst we're here, we'll just have a look at the hanging basket's doing well. Like I say, look how fantastic it looks. So yeah, so that's the system I use. Okay everyone, well, have a lovely day, and I'll catch you later.